night, you need to
I am now live.
very small windows open.
Right, okay.
It's well hot for dogs.
Right, good morning. I hope I'm here. I'm just checking the screen. Let's see if that's me. Oh, it looks like me. Hang on. Turn the volume down, otherwise we'll have volume over there as well. Right, just check that everything is as it should be. Right, good morning. Oh dear, what a morning. Right, okay. Everybody's got something to say this morning, but there you go. Right, good morning. It's Thursday. It's about 5 to 11. I keep my clock running about five minutes fast, so it's about between about 5 to 11. So good morning. It's a lovely sunny day here in Somerset again, and yesterday we did a bit more to my garden, which is really cool. So I'm really excited about that. Hasn't been painted yet, so I can't show you. What else has happened in the last couple of days? Not a lot actually. Just been chilling. I've sent out a lot more catalogues, which is really good. If you if you've bought from me in the last 6 months, you will automatically have got a catalogue come out to you. I know that the delivery system I was using, it was going to take between 3 and 5 working days, so they went on Saturday, so they should be plopping through people's letterboxes if they haven't already, so they should be there by the end of the week. I posted a load more by Royal Mail yesterday, so other people are getting theirs that way. And I've got more coming to me next week, so I will be able to send out those that I've just recently requested next week, so that's good. I will also next week, when we're allowed to, share a link, a PDF link, so you will be able to see the catalogue online as well as going into the shop. So don't panic if you haven't got your catalogue. Next Wednesday is the 3rd and the catalogue goes live. Don't forget, if there are any products that you really love now that are in a bundle that you think might go through or are going through, because the retiring products are up, when it goes through, it won't be in a bundle. So if you want to save 10%, now is the time to do it. There's also lots of last chance products that are really worth having. The kits are amazing, and I really love those. So, and I use those a lot actually, thank you cards, etc. So there's lots of stuff that you've still got a chance to get before the 2nd of June, which is really good. So I'm now going to turn the camera down. You know, it's very weird. I don't know if ever you've done this. I'm going to turn the camera around and down, but I've got a computer sat over there so I can see myself, and there's like a 5 to 10 second delay, and I'm talking but there's no sound coming out of it, which is very weird, but there you go. It's enough to weird anybody out. So, but there you go. Right, I'm going to turn the camera down, and I'm using some lovely subtle colours today, and I'm using some new products, but as promised, I am showing you how to do the Hinge Step. Now, this is not a new form of country dancing. The Hinge Step is referred to in the new catalogue. It is a technique using the stamparatus. So I'm going to turn the camera down and I'm going to show you how to do the Hinge Step. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to feel a little bit sick. So down, oops, and around, and let's just get you set up. Morning Tracy, morning Pauline, morning Paige, who else is there? Morning Baz, morning Ali, morning Kit. Hang on, let's have a look. Right. Okay, I think we're fairly good. I'll just remember to work in the middle of the grid paper. Right, there we go. We'll leave that as that. Oops, jogged the table. Hang on. Oh, more happy with that. Right, okay. So, do you want to see what we're using? Who wants to see what we're using? I'm kind of excited about this. It's a new product. I've finally broken out the pre-order. Sorry, brain's really not very good this week. I'm having a bad fibro week, so my words aren't right. So if I say something really stupid, for instance, I told somebody I'd put my shoes, my Skechers flip-flops, which needed a wash, in the washing machine, and she said, did you put them in anything? I said, yes, I put them in an envelope. And then she was laughing at me, and I realised that actually What I actually meant was I'd put them in a pillowcase, but it did give somebody a laugh for the day, which is okay, I suppose. So that's good. Right, I'm going to move the mouse out of the way and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So, can you see it? Can you see it? This is the back of the stamp set. This is the front. Tasteful Touches, absolutely beautiful. Great background stamps, all of this, great background stamps. Absolutely love it. This flower is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely love it. So why do I always get a frog when I'm doing this? Let's just have a... That's better. And it comes in a bundle. And it comes in a bundle with these. Look at those. They're all stitched. How beautiful are these? All beautifully stitched. And I have a feeling, well, they're just beautiful. Love them. All beautifully stitched. I love stitch dies. Lovely shapes. So they come with those because of all these beautiful sentiments, okay? However, we are not using the beautiful sentiments today. Let's pop those to one side. We are using this one, this one, this one. And the good things in life are better with you. And that really applies at the moment. We are so far away from people that we love and that we cherish and that we enjoy spending time with. It could be somebody you go and have coffee with. It could be somebody that you walk your dog with. It could be anything. It could be somebody you go to Pilates with, somebody you go running with. It could be the lady that served you for 20 odd years in the supermarket that you're now friends with, and she's not in the supermarket anymore because of this. She's shielding. You know, it's kind of nice just to send somebody a card, just to say, hey, do you know what, I'm thinking about you. And I like the font of this, and I like I like the sentiment. So that's what we're going to use. So this is, let's put this to one side. This is my card. How beautiful is that? So we are using soft seafoam. We are using, here, this is how bad the brain is, complete blank. We are using petal pink. Yes, I know, Ali, it's not pink, it's peach. It is pink, it says it's pink. Petal pink, it's kind of peachy pinky. And very vanilla today. And it's kind of soft and very subtle. Are we liking this? Are we liking this? Hello, let's see if we've got any comments on this. Morning, Shirley. We're doing your, I'm showing you more on the Stamparatus this morning. Morning, Pauline. What do we think of this? Have we got, yes, we've got some hearts. Are we loving it? Let's bring it up a bit closer so you can see. So you can see the sentiment is even all the way down. Can you see that? And I haven't had to work really hard to get that sentiment. I have had to fussy cut these leaves. Let's see if you can see these. These leaves and the feather and the flower. Okay? So they are fussy cut. But this effect is really easy to achieve using the Hinge Step and your Stamparatus. So pop this to one side. I'm going to give you the dimensions because this is a bigger card than I normally do. It's a square card. So the dimensions are 5 7/8 by the length of your cardstock. Okay, so it's an A4 piece of cardstock. Cut it at 5 7/8 and then score the middle at 5 7/8. Okay, that in centimetres is 14.9 centimetres. Okay, but that way and the score line. Okay, your mats and layers at the moment, sorry, I've only got them in inches, are 5 5/8 square for the petal pink, 5 3/8 square for the soft seafoam, and then 5 1/8 square for the very vanilla. Okay, but I will it will be going live in a post tomorrow, and I will put the measurements in the post on crunchycrafts.co.uk tomorrow. Okay, right, let's pop this to one side. I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. Woohoo! There we go, Stamparatus. I'm going to also be using my my Stampin' Up chamois. So it is going to be a bit squeaky, so I apologise for that. Let's just put this to one side. I don't want to get ink on it. Do you know what? I haven't got the biggest desk in the world, actually. Wish I had a bigger desk. To start with, I'm going to be working on my piece of Very Vanilla. Right, let's move that up a bit. I want to see that you can see all of it. So I'm going to put my piece of Very Vanilla 1 inch in and 1 inch down, because I didn't want to use these bits because I want to make sure that my words are really easy and they go on properly, okay? So I'm going to pop that down and I'm putting my magnet that side, okay? Are we all happy? Great. Now my stamp is already mounted, okay? And when I measured it, what I did was obviously I put it on my paper. Let's just give it a clean a minute, although I'm pretty sure it is clean. I'll just give it another clean. Right, so what I did was I put it onto my paper. Have I got that the right way around? Right, hang on. Let's start again, shall we? My paper was 1 inch down and across to the side. Across to the edge. Right, there we go. That's where I had my paper, okay? So I had it straight. I lined it up straight on my grid paper. Thank God I didn't just start stamping. Right, so I lined it up so it was almost at the top and almost at the edge, okay? What's Pauline just said? Can't see what you've said, Pauline. Sorry, darling. It's come up at the bottom and I can't see it. Would any colour... Hang on. Let's just stand up. Ian said you would only... Yeah, you would only clutter up a larger desk. Yes, Pauline, I certainly would. Right. Gosh, he knows me well. Right, so I'm going to ink up the first one and we're using Petal Pink for the first one. Gave my ink pads a treat this morning. I went through them and double checked which ones needed re-inking and I gave them a little treat and gave them some more ink. Aren't I nice? I thought that was nice of me. So there we go. Good things in life are better with you. Now, I want to do this soft seafoam in between. So I'm going to move, and I'm hoping that you can see this. I'm going to take the stamping plate out, okay? And I'm going to go 1, and I'm pointing with my finger as I'm doing it. I don't want it there because if I pop it in there, it's going to go straight underneath. So I'm going to do another one. So I'm going to do 2 hinge steps, 1, 2. Then I'm going to ink my stamp up again. Okay. And pop it down. Okay, make sure it's all even. Bring it back up. And again, I don't want it straight underneath. So we're going to go 1, 2. Pop it back in. Okay. And bring it down. There you go. So we're now going to take it right back up to the top. The sun's just gone in. That's no good. Right, let's just shine some light on this because the sun's just gone in. I knew I couldn't rely on that. Okay, right, we've got some extra light now. So I'm just going to pop the Petal Pink to one side for a minute because I don't need that. I'm going to bring in my chamois. It's a lovely noise. Clean that off. Okay, let's put my Petal Pink under there so I'm supporting my plate. And I've got my soft seafoam. Okay, I've re-inked it, so I'm just going to give it a little dab. Now, we're right back at the top, so if I brought that over there, it's going to go straight down. So I know I want it in this gap, so I'm going to count 1 step down and I can stamp. Okay, I'm going to re-ink it. And then I don't want it here. This would be 1 down. I want it 2 down. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and then I can stamp. Okay, and then I can bring it up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, for Ian, because he's watching with Pauline, is the hinge step. Now, obviously, if you wanted to use, you could use either side. If you're left-handed and you work the other way, turn your stamp apparatus that way and use that side. It's entirely, you know, it will work both ways. As long as you're stepping down the side, this will work. It doesn't only work for words. It would work for flowers. It would work with, hang on, what have I just done with the stamp case? It would work with this. It would work with this. It will work with all sorts of things. So that's how you do your hinge step. Right, let's just clean this one off. My chamois is going to go through the washing machine today. I still do use my stamp and scrub, but I do find that when I'm using my my stamp apparatus that the chamois works really well. Right, let's just take that one off. I'm going to pop that one back. I haven't added my cling stamp stickers to it yet, but I will be. Right, so I'm going to take that one off. We don't need this anymore. Slide my magnet off. Right, and I'm going to pop my stamp apparatus to one side now because I don't need it. So the next bit, so we've done that bit. So the next bit we need to do, let's bring this card back in, is we need to stamp these bits. So I've got a petal pink flower and it's stamped onto petal pink. I've got a soft sea foam leaves and that's stamped onto soft sea foam, and then a petal pink feather and that's stamped onto Very Vanilla. So let's just close this one a minute while I bring my bits up. Right, I'm going to pop this to one side. And I've got 3 bits of scrap. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to stamp, I'm going to do my flower and my feather. Okay, so with my petal pink, tap that over the petaling. Tap, 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 not smush, smush, smush. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp it straight down. Now, if you notice, I never let go of my block with my right hand. My block is always in my hand, which means that when I come to pick up, it's not going to move because I haven't ever let go. It's in the correct place all the time. So I can just pick that one back up. Right, so that's that one done. So I'm going to do my leaf, my feather, a feather even. So, in fact, I can get 2 on this one. So let's do one that side. Again, not letting go of my block. I turn my stamp around. I'm going to get another one in there. Waste not, want not, and then I've got a spare one for another time. There you go. That's my feather. I'm going to pop those to one side. So that's those 2 bits, and I'm going to close up the petal pink ink pad for a minute. I'm going to grab my soft sea foam. I like soft sea foam. And I'm going to grab my leaves. Leaves? Not leaves, leaves. I'm going to pop that down. Right, let's make sure it's inked properly. Pop that down. There we go. And that's those bits. Right, and I've finished with that one, so I'm going to pop that one to one side. So those are all the bits that we need to... we need to fussy cut. I love a bit of fussy cutting, so did Pauline, so that's fine. So we've got to fussy cut them, okay? So, here we go. I've got one on a smaller piece. So, my flower, I tended to start at this edge, moving my paper or my cardstock, not my scissors. I'm moving the cardstock all the time. And I never let it snip right to the end. So I'll add my scissors back in and then move my cardstock again. If you let it go right to the end, you'll end up with quite a sharp cut. Right. Again, moving my cardstock all the way around. So going to get rid of that extra bit. Scissors back in. It's a beautiful flower, so pretty, and I've seen lots of samples of it already where it's been stamped in memento and then coloured. Really, really beautiful. Now, if you don't mind the noise of the heat gun, I've got this so I can. It's set up here so that I've got a plug, so I can show you some heat embossing. Who would like to see some heat embossing and some colouring with heat embossing? Is there anybody that would really like to see that? And the other technique I thought I'd show you while we're on lockdown and I'm doing these is I thought I'd show you some bleaching technique, which is really nice. It gives a really nice effect as well. It doesn't take very long to colour this card out. If there's any techniques you'd really like to see, pop it in the comments while you're watching and I'll go through the comments after and I'll see what I can do. So that's your flower. All right, so I'm just going to grab my Petal Pink Dauber. Now, Ali Palmer, I'm really sorry because when I used my Mango Melody one the other day, I accidentally stuck Petal Pink all over it. So I'm now using the empty Mango Melody one for Petal Pink, and I'm going to wash them both out gently and start using them with the correct colours. Right, so I'm just going to go round the edge of this one. You're never going to get in all the little bits, so don't panic too much. I just kind of want to give it some extra dimension at the edge and really make it pop, okay? Right, while we've got that one on my finger, I've got my Petal Pink layer, which as I said is 5 5/8 by 5 5/8. So I'm just going to make sure I've got my ink pad handy. And I'm just going to go all the way round. Working it slowly. I'm supporting the cardstock underneath. And I'm just going round all the way. Congratulations to Trisha, who won the raffle this month. If you are part of my monthly coffee and card kit in your home, everybody randomly has there's a raffle ticket attached to it, and there's a little prize giveaway every month for being part of the coffee and card. It's a thank you gift really for being part of it, and everybody has a chance to get that. So right, there we go, that's that one. And I'm also, before I pop it away, going to grab our bit that we've put our sentiment on. I'm going to pop this to one side because I kind of inked around the edges. So I've just inked up and I'm just going to start off and I'm just going to bring it in. Kind of want to get a really nice corner up there. I'm just going to work around the edge. Small circular motions. Again, I want to bring it in around the corner. Okay. Just continuing in small circular motions. Inking up, starting off on the grid paper. Oops. Okay. Oh. Dauber was stuck to my finger. Right, just bringing it round. Love doing this. This is really satisfying. But I love fussy cutting, so perhaps that makes me a weird person. Right, I'm going to do my edge. Don't be afraid to start light and then work more in, because you can always add, but you can't take it away. So rule of thumb with any inking, start it lightly and then add more in, because you really, once it's on there, there's no magic solution to take it away. So start lightly, small circular motions. There we go. So that's that edge. Let's just bring a little bit of a circle around here into the edge so it matches the others. There you go. Okay, I can pop that one to one side. We're going to use it again in a minute. So that's that. Right, let's attach our layers to each other for a minute. So I've got all my layers. Let's pop this to one side. So I've got my card base, as I said, 5 7/8 by the length of your cardstock, scored at 5 7/8. There's my bone folder. Let's just make sure we've got a nice crisp fold. Okay. The next layer is our petal pink. And let's use my just around the edge. Remember, don't go too close to the edge because otherwise it's all going to squish out. Glad you can't see, my tongue's out. I like using Tombow for this because it gives you just a little bit of time to make sure that it's kind of straight. I say kind of because in my case it never is. Okay, so that's that one. I'm then going to add, you could if you wanted to also dauber all the edges of your soft sea foam, but I kind of wanted to leave them lighter. So let's pop that one in there like that. Okay, so that's that one. How pretty are those colours together? I love those colours together. Now let's add in our very vanilla piece. There were so many colours last year, DSPs, that were based on white that I didn't use very much, very vanilla, and I'm really loving the fact that there's a good mix in this year's catalogue, so I can use very vanilla because I really love very vanilla. I think it's kind of a very romantic, vintage kind. It gives a romantic vintage kind of look to projects. I really like that. So we've fussy cut our flower. We've also got to fussy cut our leaves. So starting at the bottom, okay, coming up. I hope you're proud of me, Pauline. Literally working everything around. Okay, now I'm kind of skipping bits here for a minute so I can get rid of most of the large excess cardstock. Okay, let's just get rid of that bit. And then I can start going in, going around some of these bits. And I'm going to come up to here now, just shape that one, and then around to that one, and over, around here, bringing it in, around this little one. Now, as you can see, I'm moving my cardstock all the time. I'm not moving my scissors, okay? Right, now I'm going to go across, and I've turned it almost all the way around to bring it back up. I'm just going to shape it slightly. Again, shape it, bring it in. Now you can do as much or as little of this as you like, okay? I never use anything different but my snips. Just working all the way around, just slowly, you don't have to rush it. Right, I'm going to get to there, and I'm going to bring it back up. And I'm going to do these for you, because it's much easier to go in and do the little bits in between when you haven't got all this excess cardstock around the edge. Well, I find it easier. I'm sure everybody does this their own way, and everybody would be able to give you a different tip. But that's my tip, is to do the big bits first. Whoops. Right, now I found when I got to this bit, I kind of came in here carefully not snipping those leaves off, because I was having trouble turning it. So I'm going to be able to shape the rest of this in a minute. But I'm going to shape the top leaf down to the bottom ones. You can go in as far or as little as you want. It's entirely up to you. Down around. Okay. And then I cut off like that because this bit is going to be hidden. Okay. So then you use your snips and you go in and out of all and get the little bits out. And when you've worked really hard, you will end up with one like this. Okay. So I'm going to pop that to one side, and that's going to go onto our card. So with our feather, going to go from the bottom, bring it up a little bit, and I'm just kind of doing a wibbly motion is the best way I can describe it, really, is just wibbling. So it's got that kind of that texture that you see on the edge of a feather, because they're never completely smooth. So I'm just wibbling, really. I think that's a new technical term. You can wibble while you're cutting. Oh, there's my stomach again. It did that on Monday. Right, I'm sure it knows I'm alive. Right, so wibbling around, wibbling. I like that word. Okay. If you're moving your paper, you'll find it much easier fussy cutting. And practice really does make perfect, actually. When you first start, it's kind of a really scary thing. But once you've developed your technique, you can pretty much fussy cut most things. There we go. So I'm just going to bring in down this one, back out. Don't want to cut those little bits off. Now I know they're not going to be seen, but I kind of like to just finish off correctly. Right, so there's your feather, and we've got our flower. Let's pop those bits to one side. I did already have another feather cut, but I thought I'd show you. So should we put 2 on this one? Because we've got 2. Well, I just put that other set of leaves. Right, the front door is going to go in a minute, and it will go with a bang because that's how it is in my house. So I apologise for that. Should we build this up a bit more? Yeah, let's have a bit more on this one, shall we? Right, okay. So we're going to build this up a bit more. Wait for the bang. Wait for the bang. It's going to go bang. Oh, perhaps she's done it quietly. Right, so I'm going to pop this one on. And I'm only doing the bottoms of them at the moment, because then I can position it kind of where I want it. And I want those ones to come up there a bit more. Like that. So they're loose, okay? The same with my feathers, just a little bit on the bottom. And I can slip them in behind where I want them. Okay, and we'll slip this one in as well. There we go. Oops. Right. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, I got carried away with my glue. Right, we're back to that almost finished pad of Stampin' Dimensionals. So we'll just snip the edges. Let's get rid of my glue. Use the edge bits. Okay. Right. Get rid of those. Oops, stuck to my finger, look at that. So, there's that one. It's higher up this time. I'll tell you what. I've got another one already there. This is a bit like creating on the fly, isn't it? Just adding extra to it while we've got extra bits. So again, let's just go around the edge of this flower to really make it pop. Right, that's there. Pop that to one side. I did have a little bit of ribbon, that colour, lying around, but I don't think I have. Do we think we need the ribbon? No, I'm not going to add the ribbon this time. Let's add another flower. So again, let's just use these edges. I've only had 1 cup of tea this morning, that's what that is. No squash, and it's getting hot already. Right, so we've got our other flower. There we go. And last but not least, my favourite sparklies, the champagne rhinestones. Let's just bring in my, take a pick. And put one there. Now, the rule of thumb about adding anything like this, excuse the croak, is it's either 3 or 5, because that's the way our brains tend to work. 1, 2, 3. When you're looking at anything artistic and design-wise, 3s or 5s work really well. So we've actually got 5 sentiments. So there we go. So that is the 2 versions of today's card. So a beginner's kind of version and then a more intermediate kind of version. So what do you think? Are you loving that? Which one do you like? Let's do thumbs up for card 1. Let's see what you think of card 1. Thumbs up for card 1 or hearts for card 2. Which one do you prefer? Card 1, thumbs up, or card 2, hearts? Oh, we've got lots of hearts going. We like the stepped up version. I kind of like the stepped up version as well. Are we loving the stamp set? I love the stamp set. So don't forget, this is Tasteful Textures. It's available in the new catalogue. So next Wednesday, you can place your order with me for the bundle for the Tasteful Textures and the matching dies, which are Tasteful labels. Okay, so perhaps we'll have a go with the labels next week. What do we think? So don't forget, if there's any techniques that you would like me to demonstrate, please message me, get in touch with me, write them in the comments below. I'll read the comments because I always do read them afterwards. I'll read the comments and then I'll do some techniques and show you some techniques if you like. So guys, I'm going to turn you round and turn you up. So it might be a bit seasick, so give it a minute. Right, round and then up. Hello. Yeah. Did you enjoy that? Oh, hang on. There we go. Can you see me? Hello. Right, I'm going to double check that I'm back again and I'm not upside down because I have this fear of hanging from the ceiling again. No, yes, I'm definitely there. So, did you enjoy that card? I'm glad you did. I loved doing it. I love the colours of that card. It's really, really pretty. And I am loving the Tasteful Textures stamp set. I really do. I love the flowers and the leaves and the feathers. It's really, really pretty. So, guys, have a really good week. If you haven't got a demonstrator and you want to have a catalogue, please do get in touch and I'll post them out to you when they arrive to me. There's lots of information and lots of stuff that's going to be going online and that also comes out with your catalogues. So keep watching Crunchy Crafts, keep watching what's going on Facebook and my website, and there'll be more information going up because there's lots of exciting things coming up. And my newsletter went out this week, which has got lots of interesting information in it. So if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, please go to crunchycrafts.co.uk and subscribe to my emails and you will automatically get a newsletter. Right guys, I'm going to sign off for now. I will see you next on Monday morning at 11 AM and there will be a blog post tomorrow on crunchycrafts.co.uk. Have a great day guys and I will see you soon. Okay, I'm going to turn you down while I turn the camera off. I'll see you soon. Bye.